Hi and welcome back, this is Bobby Rudman. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new to this channel, I do a series of different things like DIY, talk about work, self-employment as a swimming instructor, which I'm doing today, and also talking about acting and warm-ups and bits and pieces. Now I haven't done a warm-up video in like ages, so it might be due for one. Anyway, so today I was going to talk about self-employment, so let's get started. So self-employment as a swimming instructor after coronavirus, and we are still during the coronavirus period. It's basically self-employment, as you know, the government did help us in the end, but at the beginning we were a little bit on our own. There were bills going out as normal, so I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And it was only when the grant was not that much, but they did a average over what you earned over the last 3 years, and they worked out your average, and they did it very fairly with me. As I've gone back to work, it's very different. We're not allowed in the water, so some clubs that I work for won't allow you to even get in the water. So you are actually, for the younger groups, like preschool 1 to stage 2, which are all very young non-swimmer beginners, the parents are in the water, so you have to direct the child and then sort of direct the parent. Now some of them have been really good, and then you've got the odd few that are really just like, okay, so your children don't listen to you and you expect them to listen to me. So yeah, anyway, so I've had a mixed bag. I've had a mixed bag of parents. Some of them have been really supportive. Actually, none of them have been unsupportive at all. I think they've been brilliant. But there's been a few where I'm like, they're on their own page, and you can see your children are going to be on their own page as well. So it's a bit like, okay, you need to listen to what I'm trying to tell you to do, because I'm structuring how I'm going along with the lesson. So no big deal, but I like to teach classes where children are talking back to you a little bit. And I don't mean rudeness, I mean cheekiness, or a little bit of, they ask you questions, and you know, in between there, just those little short breaks after they've done like several lengths, and they just need that little break just to have a little chat and get yourself back to breathing normally. It's been eventful. I'm not going to complain at all. I really enjoyed going back to work, and I've actually changed my work pattern. So I used to do like Tuesday to Sunday. I never really felt like I was able to spend any time with my family, and Mondays were like a dead time. No one really was around. You couldn't really ask your friends to go out during the day, and it really was a struggle to rearrange things. And because of the way things went back to work, the way things sort of restructured themselves, I was no longer allowed to do as many private work as I used to. The private work sort of dissolved, but then all of a sudden my other work throughout the week started to sort of double up. The work was slowly coming back. So the week decided to sort of shift, and I found I could do more hours on a Monday than I did on a Sunday. And it's not even about the money, it was just it worked better. The work week looked better to me on paper. Now I have Sundays off, so I can actually go out on a Saturday night, not worry about getting up early. And what was the other thing on my list? I had a whole list. Working after, yeah, self-employed. You might have missed the boat. If you are not a regular person who does your tax return, like me, you would have got a grant if you had worked self-employed for 3 years plus. I think that's what they were saying on the emails. When you come to do your tax return, that is classed as payment. So you have to put that through as you've been paid that, and then they will tax it as you would be normally taxed through your tax return form. And general health. My general health is pretty good at the moment. You just worry about saying things like that, don't you? Especially around this time of year. My theory is that I think if we are all face covering in shops and stuff like that, hand sanitizing, and keeping ourselves generally away from each other, I would think that common colds and possibly even flus would be on a down spiral. With this coronavirus, I would have said that the majority of the other type of not diseases, but you know, flus, common colds, I would say they're going to be on the downfall. I always catch a cold, and I'm generally unwell around March, April time, and going into Christmas, I'm always unwell in both the top part of the year and the end part of the year, always. Doesn't matter what I do. Doesn't matter if I wrap up, I drink soups, I keep warm. It doesn't matter. I catch things around flus, colds, everything like that. You're going to get the odd sore throat and you're definitely going to get a common cold, but it'll be interesting to see. Coming up to the end of this video, thank you very much for dropping by. If you're a new subscriber, thank you very much for joining me. I won't be as long-winded with this, but I haven't done a YouTube video since lockdown, so I just thought, you deserve to listen to me. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, which is, I believe, I'm not going to point it out. Every time I try and point it out, I point to the wrong side. And also hit the little bell and you'll be notified every time I upload. So take care, look after yourself and keep your face covered. Bye now.